I wanted to talk to you about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You're not a guy who votes for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You're the guy who selects who's going to be up to vote on in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You're one of those people.
I'm on that committee.
Yeah. Who are these guys on the committee? Who do you like? Where do you go? I'm so fascinated by this. Where do you go? Once a year, you go and you advocate.
It's like choosing the Pope. It's like choosing the Pope. There's a lot of secret. the room itself is shrouded in secrecy. But
is there white smoke?
There's white smoke when we've made a decision.
Who sits there with you?
Dave Grohl is in that room. Questlove is in that room. Steve Van Zandt is in that room. There's other people in the room too.
Really?
And we all make our case for like who we think should be. My biggest concern is that there are because every year 5 or 6 groups get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. My biggest concern is that there are far more groups that are deserving and artists that are deserving of getting in than can ever get in based on that small funnel of 5 or 6 a year.
And Tom, when you say you get up and make a presentation, you say, I want Rush in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then you have to justify this. Do you play music in front of what do you do?
No. You make a pitch. You make a pitch for them. In my first year, it was Kiss. That is the band that made me love rock and roll.
Let me ask you something. Can you separate the artist from their politics? In other words, let's say Ted Nugent. He's the first one that comes to mind. I don't know if he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but Ted had a pretty good fucking career. He's a damn good guitar player.
Yeah,
but we know his politics is probably not similar to most of the people at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You might be surprised to hear that Ted Nugent and I are good friends, and he's someone that I think that you could make an argument for.
You can be friends with him based on guitar and stuff like that. You guys probably don't sit around and talk politics.
Here's how that. No, we actually like for his 60th birthday, someone reached out to me and said we're making a video and we're asking guitar players to will you make a video for, and I at the time the Ted Nugent, which was sort of known in the world in general, was this kind of more right-wing caricature of, it was not, people were not thinking of him first and foremost as the guy who shredded on
Cat Scratch Fever and
exactly. Right. But then I had to think, what is the video that I'm going to make for Ted's birthday? And I thought, and I put some thought in. I said it's going to be about 2 things. One, it's going to be things that Tom Morello and Ted Nugent have in common. And I went down this long list of, like free speech advocates, our love of rock and roll, like a respect for guitar, this respect for black artists who have, created rock and roll. And then the second was things that Ted Nugent taught an adolescent Tom Morello about sex. And then we went through Cat Scratch Fever, like these strange words, like the lyrics to the song Cat Scratch Fever, the lyrics to the song Wang Dang Sweet Poon Tang, which were utterly foreign to me. And I had to, ask about on the playground, which it helped in sort of an enlightening way. Anyway, so Ted called me up after that.
Yes.
And we, and while we certainly have differences, that he is, I consider him a friend.
No, it's so great. I would love to, because I'm so fascinated by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I thought like maybe you would have been sort of anti that, like there shouldn't be any competition between musicians.
Well, I was, like I said, no. I mean, I just think I like the fact that it acknowledges sort of careers and accomplishment, but it needs to do so in a way that is that everybody who deserves to have that acknowledgement gets it, because people pass away. You know what I mean? Like there's and like the New York Dolls, for example, like Sylvain. I think New York Dolls should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Sylvain just passed away, so maybe they get in, but it would be more meaningful if we were able to let in 50 this year or something, and really sort of check a lot of those boxes which remain unchecked.
It's like the Illuminati. I got to get in that room.